Good day, everyone. Welcome to the third week of our subject, STEM 003 Basic Calculus. So last time we discussed about the right hand and the left hand limits, the concept of the right hand and the left hand limits. The right hand limits and the left hand limits must be equal to say that the limits exist in a given function and otherwise the limit does not exist. So again, kapag ka-equal ang right hand limits at saka left hand limits, masasabi natin na the limits does not exist. Pero kapag hindi siya nag-equal, the limits does not exist. So in this week naman, we are going to talk about the limits involving infinity. Okay? So along with its symbol, yung 8 na parang nakahiga. So infinity is not a number and it's not a place. Again, it's not a number and it's not a place. When we say in calculus that something is infinite, we simply mean that there is no limit to its values. So ibig sabihin, pag sinabing infinity, walang limits ang isang values o isang value. Okay? Kaya nga siya infinite, wala siyang hangganan, wala siyang wala siyang termination point o wala siyang, yun nga, yung pinaka-final position. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin infinite, continuous lang yung values niya. Okay? So, hindi din siya number and hindi rin siya place. So, in limits involving infinity, when we say in finding the limits of 1 over x, as x approaches 0 from the right, the answer is always infinite of positive infinity. Okay? Kapag ang notation natin ay 1 over x, as x approaches 0 from the right, that is positive infinity. At kapag binaligtad natin yung situation, kung ang limits of 1 over x as x approaches positive infinity, the answer is always 0. So ibig sabihin, kahit anong number na i-divide mo sa infinity ay equal lang din sa 0. Let's say for example, 2 over infinity is equal to 0. X plus 2 over infinity is equal to 0. Again, kahit anong number na i-divide mo sa infinity ay equal lamang sa 0. So let's say for example, we have the limit of 1 over x. As x approaches 0 from the left naman, kapag 0 from the left, ibig sabihin values sa left ng 0. So ibig sabihin, kung kukunin natin ang limit ng 1 over x as x approaches 0 from the left, and then we can get an answer, a negative infinity kasi pa-left yung values. So continuous yung values pa-left. Okay. So kapag binaligtad natin yung situation, kapag kinuha natin yung limits ng 1 over x as x approaches negative infinity, it's also equal to 0. So ibig sabihin pala, kahit pala positive or negative infinity ang ating value ng c, kapag i-divide ang negative infinity at ang positive infinity, ay lagi siyang equal sa 0. Pero kapag naman 0 from the right, positive infinity. Kapag 0 from the left, negative infinity. Okay. So, what are the steps in finding the limits at infinity or limits involving infinity? The first step that we need to do is to divide the numerator and denominator by the highest power of x. Dividing the numerator and denominator by the highest power of x. Second step, substitute infinity for all x. After dividing numerator and denominator by the highest power of x, we are going to substitute infinity for all x. And finally, the third step, we will evaluate the limits. Okay, so let's say for example, in example number 1, we have the limits of x plus 2 over x squared plus x plus 1 as x approaches negative infinity. Ang first step na gagawin natin is to determine the highest power of x. Paano natin malalaman yung highest power of x? Ito yung may pinakamataas na exponent sa lahat ng expression. So kung papansinin nyo, x plus 2 over x squared plus x plus 1, ang may pinakamataas na exponent ay yung x squared. Okay, yun yung highest power of x. So iyon ang ating i-determine. So ang highest power of x natin ay x squared. So ang gagawin daw natin sa step 1 ay i-divide natin ang lahat ng expression sa x squared. So we will have the limits of x over x squared plus 2 over x squared all over x squared over x squared plus x over x squared plus 1 over x squared. Okay. As x approaches negative infinity. Okay. Now, if we have this one, nag-divide tayo ng x squared, kailangan nating mag-simplify sa kada expression. Pag sinimplify natin siya, okay, so magkakaroon tayo ng limits of x divided by x squared, cancel si x, matatanggal lang dito yung squared, magkakaroon tayo ng 1 over x. Ito, yung 2 over x squared, wala nang masisimplify sa kanya, so isusulat lang natin siya as is 2 over x squared. So we have x squared divided by x squared. Kapag daw nagdi-divide ng same number, okay, kina-cancel natin siya. So kapag ganun, ang answer is always 1. Okay? So plus x over x squared, cancel si x sa taas, tapos may natirang x sa baba. You will have 1 over x, and then plus yung 1 over x squared, wala nang kayang i-simplify, so isusulat lang natin siya as is, as 1 over x squared. So next step, so this is x approaches negative infinity. So next step, isa-substitute na natin yung negative infinity sa lahat ng x. Okay? So magkakaroon tayo ng 1 over negative infinity plus 2 over negative infinity squared all over you have 1 plus 1 over negative infinity plus 1 over negative infinity squared. Okay. So after that, ang sabi nga doon sa rule natin, lahat ng dinidivide sa infinity ay equal sa 0. So as you can see, 1 divided by negative infinity is 0. We have plus yung negative infinity square is positive infinity, and 2 divided by positive infinity is 0. Divided by, you have 1 plus 1 over negative infinity is 0 plus you have negative infinity squared is positive infinity, and 1 divided by positive infinity is 0. Again, lahat ng dinidivide sa infinity ay 0. So kapag in-evaluate natin siya, makukuha natin 0 plus 0 is 0 over 1 plus 0 is 1. And therefore, the answer would be 0 divided by 1 is 0. Therefore, the limit of x plus 2 over x squared plus x plus 1 as x approaches negative infinity is equal to 0. So yun lang ang ginagawa doon. Again, first step, find the highest power of x. And the second step, nung mahanap na natin yung highest power of x, ay dinivide natin siya sa lahat ng term sa expression. And then, ang ginawa natin ay sinimplify natin siya, and then i-substitute natin yung lahat ng infinity dun sa mga x. Okay? Ini-substitute natin lahat ng infinity dun sa mga x. And then after that, lahat ng over infinity, lahat ng dinivide by infinity ay magiging 0. So, anong nangyari, we have 0 plus 0 over 1 plus 0 plus 0 is 0 over 1, and that is 0. 0 divided by 1 is 0. Kasi nga, kahit anong number na ilagay mo sa ilalim, basta 0 ang numerator, always 0 ang sagot. Okay, so therefore, the limits is 0. Next, number 2. So let's have the limits of 3x cubed over 3x squared minus 2 as x approaches negative infinity. So in this case, the highest power of x is x cubed. O, papansinin nyo, may pinakamataas na power ay yung x cubed. So iyon yung i-divide natin sa lahat ng expression. Okay, yung x cubed. So dito meron tayong limits of 3x cubed over x cubed divided by or all over 3x squared over x cubed minus 2 over x cubed. So now, we are going to simplify it. So the x is approaches negative infinity. So simplifying, cancel mo si x cubed kasi same factor. So natira mo na lang sa taas ay 3. The limits of 3 all over si x squared at si x cubed. Cancel si x squared, may matitira kang x sa baba kasi nga finactor out na natin yon. So you have 3 over x minus etong 2 over x cubed, hindi na siya masisimplify. So as is lang siya as 2 over x cubed. And x is approaches negative infinity. So after that, nung masimplify na natin, isa-substitute na natin yung infinity sa lahat ng x. Okay? So magkakaroon tayo ng 3 all over 3 over negative infinity minus 2 over negative infinity cubed. Okay. Now, in evaluating this, ang sabi nga, lahat ng dinivide sa infinity ay 0. So you have 3 over 0 minus 0. And 0 minus 0 is 0. So you have 3 over 0. And 3 over 0 is equal to, that is equal to infinity. Okay, now, so paano natin masasabi na siya ay positive or negative infinity? Look at the given. The given is approaches to negative infinity. And therefore, if the answer is infinity, then it must be negative infinity kasi it corresponds to the given. Okay, so again, lahat ng dinidivide naman sa 0 ay infinity. Okay, paano natin malalaman kung positive or negative infinity? Nakadepende sa given. Kung ang given natin is approaches negative infinity, then it must be negative infinity. Okay? So ano nga ulit ang concept? Lahat ng number na dinidivide sa infinity ay 0 at lahat ng number na dinidivide sa 0 ay infinity. So magkaano lang siya, magka-reverse process lang siya. Okay, let's have number 3. In number 3, we have the limits of 2x squared over x squared minus 4 as x approaches negative infinity. So the highest power of x is x squared. So the next step that we need to do is to divide all terms by x squared. So you have limits of 2x squared over x squared all over x squared minus 4 over x squared. So now, the limits is approaches to negative infinity. So, simplifying this one, so we have to cancel x squared kasi common factor sila. So, natira mo ay limits of 2 all over x squared divided by x squared, cancel din siya. Kapag dinivide, ang sagot ay 1. Diba? Kapag parehas ang numerator at denominator, that's understood to be 1. And then minus 4 over x squared. Okay, so hindi na siya masisimplify kasi nga as is na lang siya. So as x approaches negative infinity. So in this case, we are going to substitute infinity for all x. So you will have 2 over 1 minus 4 over negative infinity square. Okay? Again, lahat ng dinivide sa infinity magiging 0. So 2 over 1 minus 4 divided by negative infinity square is 0. Kasi nga infinity ang denominator. And then you have 2 over 1 minus 0 is 1. And this will give you 2. Therefore, the limits of 2x squared over x squared minus 4 as x approaches negative infinity is equal to 2. Okay? Let's have example number 4. Example number 4, we have the limits of negative 3x squared over 4x plus 4 as x approaches positive infinity. So again, the highest degree of the highest power of x is x squared. So we will divide this each term by x squared. So you will have the limit of negative 3x squared all over x squared divided by 4x over x squared plus 4 over x squared. Okay, so as x approaches positive infinity. Okay? So after that, cancel mo yung dapat i-cancel. So cancel si x squared. So meron kang limits of negative 3 sa taas kasi na-cancel na yung x squared. And then 4x over x squared, cancel si x tapos may natira kang x sa baba kasi na-factor out na din. So you have 4 over x plus 4 over x squared. So after that, okay, matirang expression. So you will substitute infinity for all x. So magkakaroon ka ng negative 3 over 4 over infinity plus 4 over infinity square. So again, lahat ng dinivide mo sa infinity ay magiging 0. So that is negative 3 over 0 plus 0. So you have negative 3 over 0. And this indicates that in dividing negative 3 over 0, you will have infinity. Now, look at the given. The given is x approaches positive infinity, and therefore, if the answer is infinity, then it corresponds the given. So it's positive infinity. Okay, next. Example number 5. Let's have the limits of x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5 as x approaches negative infinity. This time, we encounter an expression that is not a fraction. Kapag hindi fraction, gagawin natin siyang fraction. Okay? So, kasi sa fraction natin siya ini-apply. So, ngayon, para magawang fraction siya, you have the limits of x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5 all over 1. Okay? As x approaches negative infinity. So this time, ganun pa rin yung steps natin. We are going to determine the highest power of x, which is x cubed. Okay. Yung x cubed ay i-divide mo sa lahat ng terms. So you have the limits of x cubed over x cubed minus 4x squared over x cubed plus 5 over x cubed all over 1 over x cubed as x approaches negative infinity. Next, simplify natin. So x cubed divided by x cubed is 1. So cancel lang siya. Magiging 1. Dito natin lagay. Limits ay magiging 1 minus x squared cancel. May matitirang x sa baba. So you have 4 over x. And then plus 5 over x cubed. Okay? So divided by 1 over x cubed as x approaches negative infinity. Okay? So after that, substitute negative infinity for all x. So you have 1 minus 4 over negative infinity plus 5 over negative infinity cubed all over 1 over negative infinity cubed. Okay. So again, lahat ng dinivide sa infinity ay magiging 0. So you have 1 minus 0 plus 0 all over 0. So therefore, you will get 1 over 0. And this determines, this indicates that the answer is an infinity. But on the given, x is approaches negative infinity, so it must be correspond to each other. So negative infinity is the answer. Okay. Next example, number 6. So you have the limits of 2x cubed over 3x squared minus 4 as x approaches infinity. So the highest power of x is x cubed. So i-divide natin yung x cubed sa lahat ng expression. So you have limits of 2x cubed over x cubed all over 3x squared over x cubed minus 4 over x cubed as x approaches positive infinity. So now, simplifying this one, we will have the limit of 2 over etong na-cancel si x squared, natira si x sa baba. So you have 3 over x and then minus 4 over x cubed as x approaches infinity. So now, substituting infinity for all x, so you have 2 over 3 over infinity minus 4 over infinity cubed. Okay? So again, lahat ulit na na-divide sa infinity ay magiging 0. So you have 2 over 0 minus 0. That is 2 over 0. And kapag nagdi-divide sa 0, ang sagot ay laging infinity. Okay? Laging infinity. At ang sign ng infinity ay nakadepende sa kung anong sign ng given infinity. Okay? So, since the given infinity is positive, therefore the answer is positive infinity. Okay? Okay. Next example, number 7, we have the limits of x cubed over 4x squared plus 3 as x approaches infinity. So in example number 7, the highest power of x is x cubed. So dinivide ulit sa x cubed lahat. So the limits of x cubed over x cubed all over 4x squared over x cubed plus 3 over x cubed. Okay, as x approaches infinity. So again, simplify. Cancel si x cubed, magiging 1 na lang siya. So the limits of 1 over, cancel si x squared at si x cubed, magiging x na lang siya. So 4 over x. And then plus 3 over x cubed. And then x approaches positive infinity. So in this case, we are going to substitute infinity for all x. This implies that you have 1 over 4 over infinity plus 3 over infinity cubed. And again and again, lahat ng dinivide sa infinity ay magiging 0. So you have 1 over 0 plus 0. That is 1 over 0 or infinity. Since the given infinity is positive, then the answer is positive infinity. Last example, number 8. In example number 8, same process. Obtaining the highest power of x, we have x squared. Okay? X squared ang highest power of x. Anong gagawin kay x squared? I-divide sa lahat ng expression. So we have the limits of x squared. No. That is x over x squared plus 1 over x squared all over 2x squared over x squared plus 2x over x squared plus 1 over x squared as x approaches positive infinity. So next, simplify. So cancel si x, cancel yung exponent na 2. So ang natira mo ay 1 over x plus 1 over x squared all over, cancel si x squared. So you have 2 plus, cancel si x, natira si x sa baba. So you have 2 over x and then plus 1 over x squared. As x approaches infinity. So again, second step is substitute infinity for all x. So you have 1 over infinity plus 1 over infinity square all over 2 plus 2 over infinity plus 1 over infinity square. So again, lahat ng dinivide sa infinity ay magiging 0. So it will become 0 plus 0 over 2 plus 0 plus 0. So magkakaroon ka ng 0 over 2 and it indicates that 0 divided by 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, the limit is 0. Okay, therefore the limit of x plus 1 all over 2x squared plus 2x plus 1 as x approaches positive infinity is equal to 0. Okay? Again, let's synthesize the lesson. So, sa lesson na to, ang kailangan lang natin tandaan ay ang steps ng pag-solve ng limits involving infinity. Ang first step natin ay hanapin natin or i-determine natin ang highest power of x, at kapag nahanap na natin ang highest power of x, i-divide mo yung highest power of x sa lahat ng expression, sa lahat ng term. After that, pag na-divide mo siya, i-simplify mo each term. Kapag na-simplify mo na each term, isa-substitute mo yung infinity symbol or infinity value sa lahat ng x. After ma-substitute, ang pag-solve ng infinity, lahat ng nadi-divide by infinity is understood to be zero. Okay? Kapag ang kinalabas ng sagot ay number, numerator divided by 0, okay? May value sa numerator and then divided by 0, the answer is always infinity. Pero kapag naman 0 ang nasa numerator at may number sa baba, the answer is always 0. So ganun lamang um, ang ating rule. Okay? So that's all for this week. So thank you for listening, and I hope you learn about limits involving infinity.